and shit like that. What that say?
Definitely more.
Turn your phone off. Turn all your reception off and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I ain't know that.
Right. That's fucking crazy.
Yo,
Let me know.
Ass called. You ready?
Yeah, we ready.
Let's start spinning. This has been that rock at episode 41. We are back from Miami, and we found Blake.
Yes, sir.
So Prince, how are you doing? I haven't seen you in a while.
Yo, for real, my bro. I mean, everything been good on my side. Yo, welcome back on the New York side of things.
I know. We had such a grand time in Miami.
Yeah, definitely. But everything been blessed, you know. Had the end of the year Christmas party at the job.
Mm-hmm.
That's always lit,
Yeah.
you know. But Christmas bonus go around. That's always lit, you know. My daughter coming back from college, seeing the grades, they was kind of rocky, but seeing her coming back safe and sound, that's a blessing.
Does she still have an injury, or she's?
Nah, she back and bouncing, you know, so she floating now, so I just gotta keep her on that string and keep her tight.
And she's still playing for the team?
Yeah, she's still playing D1 and everything, so blessings on her for just keeping on, you know what I'm saying? And then wifey and my 6-year-old, they good. So, I mean, the new year, I'm just recapping, son, like, yo, we started in February.
I know.
Just off a thought
Yeah.
of been there, rock that. Just off a sign I bought in Marshalls saying been there, rock that.
And a conversation at Complex headquarters too.
Yes, and that happened right there during the debut of Horsepower, the documentary they did with us or whatever. So it's just good that we here, number 41, and I'm just blessed to see what 2019 got for us. You know what I'm saying?
We got a lot of awesome guests coming up.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people hitting my jack.
You already know.
Yeah, they wanna
That's
be
a
on.
good thing.
So yeah,
It's a good thing. Yo, I went to that rock show at Highland Ballroom. Yo, it was lit. And friend of the podcast,
UFO
Feeve represented.
Feeve is nice.
You already
He's
know.
nice,
You already know. Yo, blessings for real. Always good to see him. I seen a couple of heads come through. Soulless was up in there. You know what I mean? Soon to be friend of the podcast. And you know, me and Robbie was up in there. Robbie Fingers, and he got on the left ear. I got on the right ear. Like, yo, you know, we needed you on the show for 2019. He was like, nah, no doubt. You know, but you know, blessings to him. You know, his wife is due to have the seed and all of that, and this is his first one, so he right on deck where he's supposed to be, so blessings to him. But other than that, I'm gonna just keep pushing on, you know, praying slow, any Church Ave corner. Salute. For till next year, you already know. Yo, Blake, what's good?
Here Blake, take the mic.
Everything is everything. You know, I didn't make it to that trip. I heard you had a good time. I seen the footage and all that. You know, I saw the footage. I followed it through the footage and all that. So, you know, I just been trying to think of new ways to be more creative, like do more creative things. Like that's what I've been doing right now.
No doubt.
Like trying to just be different, ways to just do different shit that nobody's really thinking about right now. So that's what I've been up to and shit. And man, that's really it right there. And you know, I messed with the Winter Stadium thing. That was alright. You know what I mean? And now I'm just waiting for this P-Wing thing to come out.
No doubt.
And that's it.
Big retro all day.
Early. Everything old must go.
Yeah,
Oh,
Hey, feedback.
is that just mine?
well.
Oh,
That was
is that just mine?
That was a salute. That was a salute.
What?
Because he didn't like that comment.
It's like that feedback is crazy.
Wait, what?
No, I just took my headphones off it. But anyway, that feedback just like killed my train of thought. But anyway, one more thing before we get to the guest. They did have an article on what's that, high sobriety.
Oh yes.
And,
Talk about it.
My whole thing is with these.
What was the article about?
It's about, you know, polo and guys in polo and Just Blaze and Thurston and Rack.
Yeah, influential figures.
But
That's
here's my thing.
doing
I
their
have a
thing.
constructive criticism about this article. which I always do. When you want to make these articles, not everybody has to be a rapper, producer. There's normal people out here that has collections of polo that they're not, you know, like where's Prince in this article? You know what I'm saying? Like
all good.
they
Soon
go
come,
into
soon
no,
come.
but I'm just saying like it's just like they go through the same formula over and over again. You can see. You
Because they're in the machine already,
That's
so
what I was
that's part
gonna
of the
say. That's a
machine.
part of the
Yeah,
machine.
but
That's
what
why
I'm
they call
saying
it the
is-
machine.
Nah, but they
Word.
they still looking at they still opening they eyes though. You know, big
Yeah,
up
We gotta make our own way, man.
Wigs.
Yeah.
Wigs from DC.
Wigs,
You know
Wigs
what I mean?
Wells, yeah.
You already.
Yeah,
That's
but
my
you're
man.
ready.
That's the
I'm
investment banker from the Florida Keys. That's my man,
Factuals,
Wigs
you know what I'm
Wells.
saying?
But
No
listen,
doubt.
I just think if you want a representation of what's really
I don't
going
want to
on.
interrupt, but I want to say we were scared I was going to talk.
Listen, I knew it was gonna happen. It always
all
happens.
good.
It doesn't matter. It always happens. What I'm saying, if you want a proper representation of
I
something,
beat you.
you gotta do your homework. Not go to the same people all over again and
Yeah,
again.
but
that's not-
we gotta
you're
make
not-
our own machine
It's not
because
about
they got a
that.
machine already.
It's not about a machine. What
It
I'm
is,
saying
though.
is, what I'm saying is, just like with social media, you can find anybody from social media. Just like you can find Just Blade off of social media. You can find Kate off of social media.
Oh, I just stopped
You just have to look.
They don't
So
want to
if you-
look.
That's what I'm saying. But it's lazy journalism.
Not only that, it's like it's like, what if it's favors to people?
But it's
Like,
all
yo,
good.
You doing
I
a thing,
mean,
put him on. Who you got from here? Use this person. Shit like that. You know what I
but
mean?
thankful for the social media. I'm still there pushing Layout King, still doing what I do on my page, still getting my likes, still got my followers, still got
Absolutely.
people sliding
Absolutely,
in my DM
indeed.
internationally,
Absolutely.
telling me, yo,
Absolutely.
friends, do your numbers,
Absolutely.
fam. I see
Absolutely.
you. You know what I mean? So that
Absolutely.
make me keep pushing
Absolutely.
on. That's it. You
Notable.
already know.
But you
Word
understand.
up.
He was ready with that.
Facts.
I know
But
what
you
you're
get
saying.
what I'm saying.
That's like,
100%.
you were ready.
Yeah.
Like nothing.
And
Original.
I had the cosign. You
Not
see?
for nothing,
Original.
I
You're
give
ready.
props to the complex stuff because they went all over. It's not like they were just lazy. You know.
Good.
Yeah, but they went to places that really they shouldn't have went. Okay, so that whole complex thing is exactly what you're talking about though.
Yeah, but they did a better job though.
Of doing what?
Of
it
finding
had
people.
Man, look, man, that was a way better.
You just mad you wasn't on it?
Nah, not at all. I was though.
Yeah.
I was though. I was though.
Okay, let's stop. We just, you know what I'm saying, we get
It's all good.
I know it was
good,
banter.
man.
But anyway, our guest today,
Yes.
it was a show called Lyrics. It was an art and hip hop show. It was great. I was there. Thank you to Kate for inviting me. Prince was invited, but he didn't make it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I know she's vexed at me.
You know.
And you know.
Actually, I'm not. I really can't be mad at you.
I mean,
But I do wish you had been there. You would have liked
So,
it.
I,
Like you would have
every
done
time
it.
you give me an invite and I tell you
Yeah.
I green light it, I'm definitely there.
Yeah.
But then when my job or
No,
whatever,
I
or
always
my
understand.
family, you already know.
This I never could be mad, but this you would have enjoyed.
I
Like, you know,
already-
with certain people, you know, certain people are gonna think it was fun, and certain people are gonna actually like really appreciate
no
it.
doubt.
You know.
I would have been.
Kate
there.
Storch.
You already know.
Kate Storch.
Okay, Miss Storch.
Kate Storch.
But I got the mental beat down from John already with it.
Yeah, and you
It
know,
was a
he doesn't
beautiful
really speak
show.
positively on a lot of stuff. Like, I was like surprised. Like, you know,
doubt.
there's a few people that's the people who have meant the most. There's people who never give compliments, and for this show, they're like, yo,
Because I can see the
That is dope.
vision. I can see it already. Like I can see lyrics number 10 coming out. And,
yeah,
you know what
really.
I'm saying? Like
Kate Storch.
I hope you guys copyrighted and that's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because y'all got something. But anyway, we have guests.
Yeah.
First things first, we have he's a well-known artist. You know, he's done stuff for Ice-T, Kool Keith,
Pretty well known.
you know what I'm saying? Tommy the Animator's here.
Projects. Peace.
We have
Known by all the important people.
you know, he's a producer, he's a rapper, he's an artist. The one and the only, the legendary Lord Professor.
Yes, sir.
No doubt.
In the building.
You know, and we have
P.
you know, she runs a lot of stuff in the city. She does a lot of art shows, all types of shows. The one and the only Kate Storch is here.
Yeah.
In the mini chair.
Kate Storch. Kate Storch.
They couldn't handle
So-
me being higher up.
So Kate, I'll start with you, Kate. How did this lyrics thing come about? Like, what was the thought process between
So
you three?
I had worked with Tommy before on his first show. We did his first solo show together, and we from the very beginning, like, we clicked a lot. So Tommy had come up with this idea for lyrics, and he wanted to work with lyricists that really had made impact on hip hop, and really just talented writers, and work with his art, because he started in music.
Right.
And it's weird to speak about you third person you're here, but
It was.
he started in music, and I've worked with him and known him for a while, and I think this artwork, everything is like the best work I've ever seen him do, because his passion is art of what he wants to do, but his other passion is music. He just doesn't want to do the things he was doing, and this gave him a way to do that. I told him, like, I always mess with you because I know your potential from when I first saw you. You always want to work with artists that you feel like you could help in some way, and he really, like, superseded what I even saw. Like, with this, it was like everything came out amazing. This is also like what I do is work doing shows with hip hop and doing things that are like a little different, just even in terms of location, and everything. So it was dope. Like, I think he kind of knew like this was up my alley, and from the very jump we were just like team.
Yeah,
like
boom.
it was dope. It was
crazy.
it was crazy.
No doubt.
And then Large came in the mix,
Yes.
and everyone in the show.
Yeah, that's when they really took a turn, though.
Yeah,
'Cause it was
everyone
like,
in the show was
when
super.
they seen the video, and then like Large was at the crib, we was chilling, it turned into like a small
Uptown.
party, like
Uptown,
Large
baby.
First of all, it's like, yo, what y'all want me to do? As soon as he started getting busy, he was looking at us like, yo, fam, I'm painting. Like, you know what I'm saying?
it was
he was
like,
in his mojo, so it was like, yo, the shit
everything
was
about
crazy.
this project. Each of the artists like that came in like was an incredible experience.
Yeah, definitely.
And I have a shot of each of them, and they're like from the back, and you can actually feel them like thinking, because in the beginning everyone's like, oh, okay, I got this, almost like, and then they realize they're getting this opportunity to like give their lyrics new meaning. So lyrics they might have thought they would use, like, they want to switch up that because it's different without music in the back and without your voice. Like, you have to make it impactful on canvas. The Tommy, what he said to me was like, he felt like it was an album, like each piece was a song. So it really was like that, and it was dope,
So I know one of the guys was Large, who was one of the artists. But Tommy, how did you get like the selection of the five? Was it 5 guys or 6?
Yeah, 5.
How did you get the selection with the 5 guys for the?
Well, I was me and Ice was chopping it up about this shit. He was like, yo, it's a real good idea. You should really throw it around in your head a little bit. I can get you some people to get down.
Right.
So boom, I'm like, I had a bunch of people I was thinking of curating, but then I worked with Kate before, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, she real good at what she do. She's an overachiever like me, straight up. When you doing shit like this, you want this shit to be right in his act.
Right.
So I hit Kate up. I was like, yeah. She was like, oh, yo, you should have told me about it. I said, I'm calling you now. You know what I'm saying? So she introduced Large and
Oh,
shit.
yeah, I was
So
pissed.
it was like, for me, the MCs that got in there was like very impactful on me as well. Like, Faking the Funk, but come on, like looking at the front door, that whole era, and then Cool Keith and with the Ultra
Funky,
and
yeah,
the shit was like
man.
these
Ego
was
tripping,
like these was like pinnacles in hip hop history where cats revolutionized wordplay. So it was good for me to be able to get Melly Mel from the beginning, then the Ice-T. So it was like we climbed up the
Like every
the
generation
ranks. Yeah,
represented.
we climbed up the ranks to Smooth the Hustler. So the shit was like it was crazy after a while. Like when we got to Largest Piece, I started getting like nervous. Like this shit is taking another turn. Like Kate was like, I know that shit is crazy, right? Yo, look at Large Piece. Like we was just standing there looking at that shit for a while, like. And then Smooth came through. It was
crazy.
just like it just
The
was.
Smooth the
It
Hustler
just
shit
got
was
crazy.
crazy.
You know what I'm saying? These cats was
Yeah.
coming in the studio like, yo, I only got a few minutes. Soon as they was getting up in there, they started. Yo, it was like they became artists. They ain't even want to be bothered. Me and Kate was talking to them. They looking back at us like with the ill look, like, see, I'm painting. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, it was real energetic. It was organic. Everything came together. It was proper, man. I'm still bugging out over the situation. Like, I wanted to represent the culture and my love for hip hop and lyricism and shit that these cats I don't think get enough credit for.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like parts of history that's trying to be buried.
Oh,
You can't bury
somebody else said
history.
it.
But
You
it's
know what I'm
crazy.
saying?
It's
But
like
it's not. But it's
Salute
also
for that statement.
showing it in a
Salute,
new
salute.
way that's palatable
Salute
to
for that
now.
statement.
You know, it's not just you should respect these people because times change. You know, if someone comes out and does what other people did now, you know, you have to understand it's like. But people still like good stuff. You
Yeah,
know,
of
people
course,
still
of
like
course.
quality things.
But they've not being
this-
introduced to
yeah,
quality
But
shit.
But
this
doesn't
is
change
exactly.
but look,
But here's
doesn't-
something quality.
Doesn't
Yeah.
change have to be for the better? Because things always gonna change regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it could either change for the
For the
better
better.
or
But
for the
yeah,
worse.
and it's just
So
about you don't
things have
complain
changed
about
for-
it. Do something to contribute to changing it positively.
Well,
You
the-
know, and I
well,
think with this show, that was kind of a goal for us is to,
Yeah.
you know, show hip hop as fine art. You know, let a new audience be introduced to it.
Yeah, but
You
you're
know?
giving them another form of seeing the artist,
Yeah.
like putting pen to pad.
Oh, it's,
Yeah,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's like-
yeah,
End of the
yeah.
day, artists-
It's like how a dancer sees their
Exactly.
music.
Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
all dancers see they pop or do what
Yeah.
they feel to large pro music, different forms.
Yeah.
So everybody gonna perceive it different ways.
Yeah.
The same way the artwork on the wall,
Yeah.
you're gonna see it
Exactly.
and perceive.
Absolutely.
And that
Yo,
was
it's
the
a
thing. If
blessing
you,
that y'all did
it
that for.
sucked.
Yeah,
but-
the
For real
demographics that was in
legendary
there was
dudes.
It would have been amazing if we
The
could have had
demographics
it
was like
longer.
from it was dudes, it was gallery owners, kids in there. They was like 16, 17, and Ice in them is 60. My sister's 65.
Yeah.
If the other lady was 70. So I'm
Yeah.
like, yo, we had a crazy demographic in there.
You had
And
dudes in
was
there
no
that was
separation.
on the road with Steve
Generations,
Miller
man.
and
I
stuff
had-
like
Yeah,
that.
we had
Like,
a
it was
crazy
crazy.
crowd.
In
Like,
the
yeah.
20s, so it was like, yo, it was crazy. man.
Levels, generations.
It was generations, and everybody was like, it was like everything was a unit. It wasn't no dysfunction. It was like people who were there that didn't know about the culture came to learn and appreciate the art and what it was about. And people who haven't seen these cats in a while were there. It was like a reintroduction of the culture on another level, on the real,
That's what's up.
on a real classic level. Because yo, with the way hip hop is now, everything is like yo. There's no message in the music. These dudes is gangsters, and that's the end of the song.
Not
The
hip hop
song.
no more, man. It's
Nah.
rap music.
Yo, when
It's
you
not
heard
hip
when
hop.
you heard the music back then, Slick Rick and them, they told stories.
True
And
indeed.
yo, the kid went to jail, or he got murdered at the end. There was
Moral-
no
moral
happy
to the
ending. There's
story.
no 401k plan in the streets. So it's like they promote it like, yo, you're gonna. And then you look at Tekashi 6ix9ine, you say, damn, these cats had the chance to become the next bad boy, Rockefeller. Look at Suge, 28 years in jail. He had a $200 million label. We know how to fuck up some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
So at the end of the day, we got to do better on taking care of the culture. As older cats, we got to be gatekeepers for the culture. If certain thing is bullshit, yo, it should be a certain set of people out there to say, yo, that thing go down like that. Because you dig it, you fucking up the history of what really went down, and you're not giving the props to certain cats who paved the way. So if you ain't paying homage to niggas before, you might as well get out the game on whatever you doing, because there was people there before you doing that. So your inspiration had to come from somewhere within that unit. You know what I'm saying?
That's facts.
How we lost that gap though?
Yo,
But I agree with all that, but
I blame ourselves for that. I'm partially to blame because before I got back into art or anything, I was just a street nigga. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't worried about preserving the culture. I didn't worry about the black books I had in the crib that we was using to crush weed on, and cats was spilling beer and shit. Like, so it's certain things like that. It's
Nah,
like,
well, actually, we lost that, man,
We
when it
lost
started
that.
being about numbers
Yeah,
and
yeah.
outside
Oh,
of
yeah, yeah.
art.
Everybody became CEO.
Yeah,
True indeed.
Yeah,
yeah.
Because
It was
when
like,
I was
oh
buying
well,
records-
he
Yeah.
5,000 and he
Yeah, yeah.
50 million, and you know what I'm saying. It was
Right.
like, nah, but that pick is flyer and shit. That shit look ill right there and shit. It's like, nah, but he 5 million. And, you know
First
that.
week, his first month, he went platinum.
Yeah, and all that
But-
shit.
Because when we were coming up, I never bought an album because of the single. I never bought an album because of the cover.
But we
Like,
got-
I bought an album because of the music. It was, I
Word
don't
up.
care what you sold
Word
the
up.
first week.
Word.
What was that my business?
Word up.
My business is what's
It
on the
appealed to
CD.
the animal.
Yeah.
It appealed to the animal.
My
That
business
Public
is-
Enemy shit, yes. The rhythm, the rebel, that shit was to appeal to the animal. You was just
Right.
like, shit is ill.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
when everybody wasn't, then it became the point everybody wanted to be a CEO. But I understand it, but it took it away from
And then,
the love.
and being like that, so now, you know, oh, you like this shit? Because this guy, he sold 5 million, so then it's like, oh yeah, I do kind of like it. You know what I'm saying? It's like some bullshit. It's like, nah, dogs, I don't like that shit, man. Fuck that. I don't give a fuck how much he sold. That shit is bullshit.
But I have a problem.
And you're supposed to allow them to be able to say that.
Word is ball. Fuck that shit.
Yo, not apologize. That's another thing I wanted to say. Yo, if you an MC, you a lyricist, y'all listening to this, man. If you say something in your rhymes that offend a certain crowd of people, yo, and you apologize, you're not a lyricist. One thing about being a you doing spoken word, like these cats say shit in the media and retract the statement. Like, I apologize. Like, yo, if you really looking at it intelligently, the brother didn't say nothing being racist if he said something about Jews. The dude was a homophobic that put some gay shit in his rap. You gotta understand, people should be able to voice their opinion. We's in a country where freedom of speech was everything. Now everything is about, yo, I apologize for offending these people. These dudes in the NFL is losing their jobs and for kneeling down. So you telling me we in a country in 2018 that's been advanced, or we out of segregation and the thought of racism? This shit is more fucked up than it was in the 20s. And my pops is 90 years old, and I chop it up with him every day. And he's been here since before all these other presidents. So it's like, these cats say shit in the media and take it back. Y'all retract my statement. So it's a lot of things that fuck the culture up. We used to be a culture of people that just offended people. Either you liked it or you didn't. Like he said, Public Enemy, the album Night of Living Bassheads, and you take a nation of me and to hold us back. Like, yo, that shit was crazy. It was revolutionary.
But it was unapologetic.
It was unapologetic, but it wasn't hateful. It was just saying, yo, people were fighting for, you know what I'm saying, the rights of their people. Literally.
You think it's a coincidence there's no next Public Enemy? You think that's by accident, or you think that's...
It's designed.
Okay. All right.
It's all designed.
All right. So I'm not...
It's all designed.
But you know
But
what?
they got a lot of conscious and militant rappers out there that be doing their numbers.
There's
They got
a
their
lot,
wave and
like-
they following out there, you know.
But where's the next Public Enemy, though? I
But
understand
that's
what
the
you're saying.
problem. No, not the
They're
problem.
they're
But
not
there's
coming.
a little bit of this. Is like,
They're done.
Exactly.
we don't need another Public Enemy. Okay, so it's like, this is sometimes the problem. Is like, especially in New York, it's like, I feel like New York rap got stunted because for a long time everyone's like, it has to sound like New York rap. And everywhere else they just do like new shit, you know what I mean? And now you don't see that. Now you can see people really doing different stuff. You know, it's also, hip hop's the only genre, like in pop, I said to Large, like I was saying to you, like Michael Jackson's the king of pop. Like there's no denying how talented Michael Jackson is. Right? I mean, in every way, dance, vocally, everything, right? And you also know that we have pop stars that are like, not to, you know, they have zero talent, like, or like, I'm almost like to an annoying level of talent, and they sell, like you said, numbers, right? It's still pop music, you know? It doesn't discredit, like, the whole genre. It doesn't make Michael, like, in hip-hop, it's like the state of hip-hop because these people. There's still amazing hip-hop artists. Like, this year especially, there's been, like, an insane amount of dope albums, okay? And so, to spend a lot of time getting angry about these people who you feel like don't meet, like, the genre standards, like, no other genre does that.
Right.
Like, there's always, like, I love folk music. Like, you know, I love Bob Dylan. But there's some folk music that my dad listens to. I'm like, turn this shit off. Like, this shit is, like, every genre, but it doesn't, you know.
Yeah, but every genre is not like hip-hop.
No, I agree. But I'm just saying it's for us
Because remember,
inside.
when you're talking about hip-hop, we're not only talking about the music. There's graffiti.
No, and
All
I know
the
that.
rules that apply in graffiti apply to hip-hop. You can't take somebody's hairstyle.
No, I agree.
I can't take your rhyme
No, I
style.
agree.
I
Fucking
can't.
No, I agree. I agree
That
with
biting
all that.
shit
is heavy.
No, that's my
Somebody
point.
gets stomped out
Yeah,
for
and
biting.
that's my
dance,
point about
it's
not
wrong.
needing a
Coming
new
Yo,
Public
it's
Enemy.
wrong.
We need
No,
new
but
people
when
doing
I say that,
innovative
I
stuff.
mean
Yeah.
with
No, I know
their
what you
spirit.
mean. Yeah, no, I totally
You
got
understand
what
what
you
I'm
mean.
talking about?
That's why I was saying it. I wasn't
That
saying
spirit has
not
been
to what
crushed.
the essence of what you're saying, but the issue is it's not. I know how you meant it, but I think sometimes with people, it's like they're like, we have to stay true to hip hop in a way that it puts a ceiling on it, and you should not you. That's not what you're saying,
But there always
but
needs to be
people
a
do that.
foundation.
No, it's trust me. Like that's what
Foundation
I
gotta be there.
work
The rules
on.
are already there. Leave it alone. Let's build around the rules.
No, I agree.
Let's not crush the rules.
That's the only way. That's the only way.
Why are we crushing the rules?
That's the
No.
only way.
That I agree. What I'm saying is the
But
essence of what you're saying. Like that, I agree with. So what I was saying was when other people say certain things.
But that's the thing. Like, the new wave don't like structure.
Nah.
Right.
But
Which
they don't want to do the knowledge.
They so creative.
Exactly.
Like,
everyone's not a historian.
They can't even stick to a brand.
Nah.
They
Everyone's
all
not a
they
historian.
match. They doing this, that,
And now,
they wearing Adidas suits with Nikes. They do. I don't know.
They got the crazy mic.
And now we have to adapt to that because they came up with technology and all of that. So they're leading the way in one way or the other. And we have to adapt to that shit right there. Mm-hmm. And I don't sleep on that, man.
Right.
I don't sleep on no.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of rules in hip hop are bullshit. I actually, you know what I'm saying? Like the biting shit and all that. Like if it was like no biting and shit like that, then hip hop, like Puff would not exist if there was no biting.
So now we're gonna go to a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, we're going to a whole nother conversation now.
Like me
you know
and
what I'm
Tommy
saying?
was saying
Because
prior to the podcast,
yeah,
we was saying about the elements.
Yeah.
Like, you won't even know your history on your graffiti.
Well, that's why the events I do in the summer.
Your
have
artists,
all of it.
yeah. Well, but the thing about hip hop is that it's dedicated to one land, like it's dedicated to one demographic. So a lot of people are they're gonna have a feel away about that, like, oh, this New York shit, you know what I'm saying, and shit like that. So it's like we have to look at it in New York in a different way. Like, all right, cool. This is just such a blessing for us to, you know what I'm saying, accept this. That now we putting it out to the world, and there are many different rules to this shit now that we don't particularly accept, but they exist. And
now you're right. If you want to play the game, you gotta play the game.
Play the whole game. Don't
That's
fucking
like,
play half the game.
The way these cats is rocking in the streets,
Exactly.
you
That's
know they
exactly
selling.
what I'm
So
saying.
if you in the streets, you
Play the
really
whole
wanna get sold
game.
on
You see,
point.
all right, now
You
the
know what I'm
players,
saying?
because it was a thing to me when the players started getting in the game. You know, we was all about talent. It wasn't about, yo, how much you sold and nothing like that. I was like, yo, that fucking beat is ill. You hear how he chopped that shit? Yo, here's the record.
But
yo, this, that, and the other.
But it
But
gave you
taking
feelings.
advantage
The
of what you
music gave
said.
you
Like, look
feelings.
at like Scratch with like Scratch Vision and everything.
Absolutely, that
like,
man's a
do you know what
what?
I'm saying?
Yeah.
You like that's what I'm saying. It's like you can still follow the rules, do quality shit, but still do it in a way that you're adapting to the time, but in your way.
Absolutely.
But that's why I always think every day for social
So
media.
Word is bond.
friend.
Social media is the best.
So,
People overseas don't gotta worry about what this man is doing.
There's
For
so many albums.
originals.
Right.
It's the best for
There's
originals.
albums that I love that were like, you know, just that old style hip hop that we love. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's new, you know, like Skiz album I love this year.
Skiz, that's my
like,
man.
Rock
Shout out to
Marcy
Skiz.
always
Word,
does
Rock
interesting
Mars.
stuff. But there's also artists like you have a Rock Marcy, you have even like, you know, Swiss Beats album, you have like certain people doing stuff where there's this new flavor to it where it can be on the radio now on multiple stations, but it still stays true to the stuff.
Absolutely.
And that's what it's like the show you guys do. You do highlight, you know, certain like legends of hip hop, and you hire new people in fashion and old people because it's like to keep, you know, it's not just about fashion is the point, you know? It's not like about just polo. Like,
It's about humanity. It's about life.
to it.
People.
So
you know what I'm saying? Things like that.
you're
Generations
getting
and
to
shit like that.
share
Like
that.
passing on because we rich with this shit, this hip hop shit. Hip hop takes a 3 or 4 or 5 second part of a record and make a whole fucking new record out of that shit. You know what I'm saying? These people have recorded 10 minutes of this record. We took a fucking a minute of the record and made a whole new record out of that
And make it
shit
go diamond
and
or
make it go
something.
fucking out and replenish day pot where it's like, yo, you was empty, God, let me throw you back on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's crazy, and I always look at it like that in all aspects, man, of this shit, man. Like we was rich, we came from nothing. It's the poor righteous, you know. I
No doubt. Rags
don't,
to riches.
yeah, exactly.
Already.
Don't
I
get
got
me to
you.
start
I got
philosophizing.
you. Nah,
we also got to be careful what we classifying as hip hop. Because hip hop and rap
Yeah.
are two different genres
Yeah.
of music.
True,
Rap is
true.
manufactured. It's something that you made. Yo,
Yeah.
we made a dude look like he's
Okay,
gangster,
but
but
look,
he's really not.
you think-
hip hop, you got the actual. You know what I'm
Talk
saying?
to me.
I don't mean to cut you, but
General
look,
articles.
do you think okay, so the lawsuits, when they started going with the lawsuits and the old artists started suing people for sampling,
Yes,
that, I think for me, that changed everything.
it did.
And I think now today people don't want to, these young kids, they don't want to go pay
Oh, nah,
for a
well,
sample. Yo, I gotta pay for
well,
a sample
see,
when they could just play it out
yeah,
themselves.
see,
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's getting stale. That sound is just getting stale. 'Cause
it's mad still because
It's the 808 drum.
Yeah.
look, let me just say this one thing too.
Like,
A sample, like you just said, you take a
yeah,
second.
yeah,
Once you put it into that machine, you press that button and play it. When you slow down the pitch or whatever, it gives it sounds that can never be recreated.
Yeah.
The frequencies.
you get
Yeah,
different
little
frequencies.
nuances
yeah.
inside there that
Yeah.
don't come out. What I do, what I do.
Yeah.
You do what you do.
Real talk.
Right?
And you can tell that by
can't-
like
we
you
lost our
can't
sound.
perform certain songs like that's how you know it's hip hop. Like how do you perform Rebel Without a Cause and shit like that, Rebel Without a Pause, like that shit is crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's a
why I don't like
record.
going to see the bands. I don't
Exactly.
like when they play
Right.
records,
Some of
please.
them, yeah. Some
I
of
don't
them
like
may get
that band.
that shit.
The
Play the
original
records,
yeah.
please. You understand? Please and thank you. Let me hear the record.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Like you said.
Fuck that shit. Fuck that interpolation.
At the
Fuck
boom,
your
boom,
interpolation.
Look, MC Light at Tilden Park, and it jacked the band. I was like, oh, man.
Yeah, fuck your interpolation, man. Get them niggas out of here.
But to get back to the show, that was also the thing with the show. Is we took this these classic lyrics and we did something new and get a newer audience. And people's reactions were dope. You never know how something is gonna work out when you try something new.
Right.
And I don't think it could have gone any better. It's crazy. It wasn't even stressful.
Listen, because I think what else helped it, it was only for 2 days.
No, next time it'll be longer. We
We're
really
going
wanted
for
it for a
next
week.
time.
Because I watched the art being done, and once we hung it, we talked about it too.
Yeah.
It looks it was so dope, but it looks so much better in the gallery than the studio.
Absolutely.
No, I feel you, but I'm just saying, it does help the
Yeah.
fact that it went on, and when people, they didn't know that it was going on, and then it's okay, let me go check it out, no, it's over already. And then they gotta go search
Your
for
people
it.
was, your people
And
was
then-
offended by
Yeah,
that
so
shit,
then
though.
it's
I was
like,
damn.
listen, I
You
see
know
Yeah,
what
that's
I'm
a
saying?
good look.
But I'm like,
In these
everybody
times.
can't come to a private event.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Because you got some of the homies that come through and they on some other shit.
Yeah,
But
They
you know
picking
what?
up
It's also
shirts
partially
and
we-
bags.
we
I'm like, yo,
always
put
want
that back.
everybody involved
You know what
in
I'm
the
saying?
show
So
to get to enjoy
shit
it,
be-
and
it's
that was
gotta
the thing
balance
about
the
having a
scales,
private
man.
opening.
Right.
Everyone had a dope time.
Right, but what I'm saying is, no,
Yeah,
but
it was
but let
dope.
me tell you, but it's going to work to your guys' advantage, because now when Lyrics 2
You
drops,
know me, John. Okay,
it's gonna
John,
be
you know
crazy.
me. I don't think that way. I just feel guilty
Well,
about
I'm just
everything
well,
all
I'm
the
just
time.
telling
So
you.
I'm like, if I offended anybody, I'm so sorry.
listen, all the people,
I wish it was longer.
But now they anticipating
Yeah.
the next one.
No,
Definitely.
I get it from that angle, but
then that's
you
a
know
good
how I
thing.
am.
That's a
I
good
agree.
thing.
I understand.
that's a good thing.
No, it is good.
Because you know what it is, because now it's like,
But I'm also
they're like,
sorry if I.
you don't have to
Yo, we coming back out with the sun, yo.
But
We
the
coming
next
back
one
out
is
with
gonna
the
be
sun.
longer.
It's
The next
gonna
one
be
will have-
crazy.
It's gonna be crazy.
The next one will be a
Yeah,
week.
we're gonna do something
And
real
it's gonna be
different.
nuts.
so
It's
what
gonna
is,
go
so,
crazy.
And I'm gonna be always involved. Like I'm gonna do
Yeah,
another.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
doing
yeah.
another 2 songs, and I'm doing the
Large
DJing
support.
again. Like
Largest-
we're gonna have all my whole catalog and the whole lyric shit. We're gonna have a paint for every song I ever did in my life.
But he's
You know what I'm
also gonna
saying?
be a record
You know what I'm saying?
okay, so,
Yeah,
so
Lord is a
what
part
can,
of the plan.
Large is coming with us.
so are you gonna have more artists this time, or is it gonna be like
So every
one
so
thing?
I'm glad because I think there's sometimes everyone's like this.
Tell them some of the people that showed interest in, some of the people who chimed
No,
in. Tell them
no.
some of the people
But
who
we
chimed.
have-
Granddaddy IU was
No.
here. There was so
he
many.
came, though.
Yo, we
But
had
dope
some
It's a
people
lot of
come.
people.
ill lyricists,
We had really-
dudes.
reached
We have
out
really
is
dope
crazy,
people, but the
man. It's
people
like,
that
I don't
reached
even wanna,
out
like,
since
Like, yo, if you doing another one,
we have
What?
it's
That's
for
what
me
it
it's
is.
like
That's
exciting.
what you want, though.
It's
Well,
humbling.
well,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
You
dope.
want them to find you.
Listen, so
But it's
got-
always gonna be
yeah,
different.
that buzz.
So it'll be Tommy. Tommy is the artist,
Right.
you know. And the crazy thing about
We
Tommy,
got some crazy shit coming.
but
This next one is gonna
Tommy,
be
you know, he didn't master one genre of art. You know, Tommy does like painting, but he also does animation. He does video editing.
Animation is crazy.
Yeah, animation is
Oh
the
my
sculpture.
God.
Like the sculptures in the show were crazy.
Yeah.
So everything in the show, literally, I took film and Tommy edited it. Like the shit looked so good that we had to use it in the show. Because I put it on my TV and I sent it to everybody. And I was like, yo, we need to have a projector. Because it looked so good. So he has so many different skills. So he is the artist, but there's going to be, there's still like no limit to how diverse the art is going to be.
What I'm saying.
Yeah, we're gonna work with house. We're gonna work with house music, R&B singers. All of it combines into lyrics. It all is going to show the growth and development of our people. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so lyrics is.
But,
is
you know,
that era of house music go with hip hop.
Of course it does. A lot of people
try to
don't know
run
that.
away
You know
from
what I'm
it,
saying?
but
yeah, a lot of people
the
don't know.
real
that.
know.
Word,
But it's just like people have contributed, you know, and also, you know, it's like everyone, like the people involved in this, like they're not people who do stuff a lot. This is not people who, like, you know, I feel like we had to put up the videos, not we had to, but it wasn't until I put them up that I realized that, oh, you know what, I think people like now get they're really in it, because those names are, it's not just that they're legend, like they're very relevant legends who are still doing stuff, but who have all made crazy impact, you know, that we still feel today. You know, there's only one Cool Keith. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
And it's funny because you have people, because he's had so many almost different careers in a sense, like, you know.
No, but he loved it though. Me
Yo.
and him was like, I talked to him.
He was in there vibing.
Yeah,
you know.
He hit me up and was like, yo, Melly Mel hit me up. They was like, yo, they was blown away by the shit.
We really
they
like.
didn't know it was gonna be at that level. When Melly Mel first came to the house, he had called Ice-T back, was like, yo, this is some art shit.
This
He
is
said,
art.
I thought this dude, you know, not
I don't think
disrespecting, he
anyone
thought
knew what
it
to
was
expect.
graph. You know what I'm saying?
You had to throw
And I
the
was
third
like,
one in
nah.
there.
He was like,
Shit.
he said, this is, so they was,
Some
they,
art
we didn't know
shit.
we didn't know what to expect. Once that work was hung in the studio, in the gallery,
I mean,
I was looking at that shit like, yo, this is crazy.
Yo, man, we just
It was
all need
crazy.
to go up to Dykeman, man, and get some food real quick, man.
He was taking a G. He went from Harlem to Washington.
you know what? Like, also, like everything was really good. But, like, we should
Word
know.
up.
Also, like, we were really lucky because so much is like so important with an event to have, like, especially with something like this where we're building something, to have, like, you know, the footage of everything to chronicle. And like Photo Rob, like, yo, Photo Rob is so
Yo,
fucking
word, shout out to
awesome.
Photo
I just
Rob.
wanna
The
give
man
him
with
that.
the eagle
I
eye.
just
That
wanna give him
man
a
got
shout out
the eagle
because
eye.
Shout out to
He
Yo,
was
word,
like,
shout out all everybody
No,
that
I
was
do.
in
That's
there.
what I want to
Please,
do right
please
now.
do.
That's why I'm like kind of doing
Please
a
do.
moment and do some
There
shout
was so
outs.
many people that came through that was so beautiful.
Yeah, and the video guys did a recap.
Cars,
And, you
cars,
know,
a lot of them cats, they all
but Photo
deserve
Rob
props,
came
man.
early, you know, he did it really off, you know, there's no one, you know, he loves the culture as much as anybody.
Word.
And, you know,
He's
when
the
I was talking to him
microphone
about
fiend.
it, you
Like,
know,
he loves the
he
microphone
just,
fiend.
and the photos are amazing, you know, and it's really important, you know, to have that, you know, and show what the event was, because it really was something unique, and the photos capture that. And we had dope sponsors. We had Remy Martin was our sponsor. We had Box Water.
Oh shit.
We had
That's Kate the Great at work right there. You know what I'm
we
saying?
had Arts and Craftsmen, you know,
Yeah.
Williamsburg, New York City Event Pro, the Experimental Group, and Market Hotel. Like everyone who was. It was really hard because we wanted to fit in December. It's hard to get sponsorship in December for anybody because it's, you know, end of the year. But people really could feel the idea of what it was, you know, and that it was special. And, you know, we're really lucky that everyone got involved like that. It was dope.
His shoes official.
Yeah.
So is the next one in December or?
No, it's not.
Nah.
It'll be a little time.
Like June or
It's
something
gonna
like
be in
that.
June.
Because the Instagram
Nah,
says lyrics December.
Oh no, that will be an alternate.
Alternate, please.
Yeah.
You know what? Lyrics was taken out. I wanted to get it started just to like get it up.
June is my birthday month, so hope you.
It is in June.
Ah,
Wait,
man,
June
come
what?
on, man.
June
June
10th?
June 10th.
Oh,
You're in
that's-
there. You're in the week.
You in there.
You're in the week.
You
That-
same
that-
birthday as Joe Fatal, brother.
Really, facts.
Oh man, welcome to
June
the
what?
family,
Yeah,
brother.
June
Joe
10th.
Fatal.
But
June
that'll be
10th.
during the time.
It's
We'll
my
have to have a
mom's
special
birthday.
night that night.
Right.
The 10th, your
Because that's in
mom's
the middle
birthday
of
is
it.
June 9th. So
Well,
that's gonna be
Get out of here.
That's real, man.
That's definitely gonna be
Nah, that's a
something.
beautiful
We'll have to
thing,
do something
brother.
that night when it's John's birthday at the event.
That's my mom's birthday, June 9th.
Word.
Word, my
crazy.
mom's
My mom's
birthday,
Gemini's
June
all over the
10th.
place.
My mom's birthday
That's
is June
crazy. It's a
10th,
lot of
bro.
June.
And
That's
that's
weird,
Fatal's
right? Like,
birthday.
wow.
Just don't invite
all
me.
Gemini.
Word.
No, let's invite you know who
No,
too. Let's
like,
invite you
come
know who
on,
too.
man.
Let's show love to the whole, because you know
No,
what?
Lars is like all love. Like,
All love, for
Yeah.
real, because you know
I'll
what?
talk to Large after we.
No.
It won't work. I try with Lars. He's like, Kate,
I'm telling you.
no.
Leave
no.
that room because there's something to do. There's always
You
something
already
to do.
see it.
There's always something to do.
Suddenly it gets too deep, even for me. I'm like, wait, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like he's like, Kate, and it's like something real, and I'm like, wait, how did we
Philly
get
Willy,
here?
Philly Willy.
I'm not deep enough for this shit.
Oh my god.
But no. So the next one is gonna be in June.
Right,
It's
nice.
like. It's really a process. You know, we wanted to get this one in December.
Right.
We always wanted the next thing to be better. But it's also, you know,
This shit in June is gonna be so
Yeah,
fucking fire.
and it's crazy.
The energy that's gonna come from that fucking
artists,
place
the
and the
and
artists,
people that we got
yo,
coming.
You
the
know who
whole
I should say
shit
also?
is gonna be so fucking
but
incredible,
the space we
man.
had it at is one art space, and
Right.
the staff was amazing. And
Beautiful
from the
people.
from the very beginning, I met with
Shout out to all the
yeah.
cats that took them pictures. What's your man's name? Michael Nathan.
Oh.
Shout out to him. Shout out to Carl Leaders Way. Shout out to Jeff Smith.
Oh, it's like a Grammy award.
Yo, you gotta shout out these people.
No, I love
I'm
it.
big on
I'm
people
doing
getting
it.
they props.
Trust
You
me.
know what
Grammy
I'm
speech.
saying?
But no, I just
So
meant
everybody,
I meant
Cars,
the way
all
you were
y'all cats, yo,
delivering it.
RWK,
He's
Chris,
ready.
yo, appreciate you for sending your man through. Everybody that, Dosh was incredible at
Oh,
the show, man.
I love you,
I gotta
Dosh.
mention the homie, man. He prints all my ideas, all my sculptures and shit that I create.
And he measured
within
all the walls with me and
Word.
did lots of stuff.
He was priceless in this event. So everybody who helped us out, man.
Made
we
the dope
appreciate
frame
y'all.
for Large.
Thank everybody coming through and showing love. Thank y'all
Super
brothers for giving us
beautiful.
the opportunity to get on here and let people know what the elements of the show is about. And good looks, man. Really appreciate it. Word.
Well, look, I got a question, right? So I'm gonna take it back to the porno shit. So you from Queens though, right?
Yeah, from the borough.
All right, so we all like around the
We
same-
call it the borough now. We don't
Right,
call
right,
it
right.
Queens no more. We call it the borough.
So what was your first experience with Low, as you that you can remember?
Alright, so yo,
And-
with
and hold on,
Polo-
hold on, and then tell me how the Queens scene was when you was growing up with Low.
No doubt.
You know
All
what I
right, so with the polo shit, man, in Flushing where we was, it wasn't as prevalent as you know what I'm saying, as it
Right.
became that I knew. So boom, what happened with me was I went to the group home. I wound up in the group home, and then I wound up with them Brooklyn niggas, and they was all in the stores, scouring the stores, going
That's
crazy,
rad.
fucking shit up.
it's crazy.
And
I got a
I
story
knew
about
nothing
that shit
about
as
that.
well. Like,
It's funny because I was in the group home for breaking through the roof of a spot, like just trying to just burglarize a
Right,
fucking store. You know what I'm saying? So I was already on that note, but I wasn't as intricate as them dudes from Brooklyn. Like dudes from Brooklyn had
Right.
operations. Like
Right.
yeah, it was crazy.
Like,
So then
to a science.
once I started seeing that, the dudes was like, yo, the different colors of the polo and this, that, and the other.
right.
I started getting into that, and then I came back. I did a little year, boom, came back. I was good. Like I'm good now. Now I'm out in Brooklyn. I'm chilling. Because prior to that, I had only been like a 2-block radius dude. Like I was only two to 3 blocks around my way. We was potent enough where it could be like that. Where you could just chill around the way for and that's it. You know what I'm saying? But once I got that group home experience, I started doing the Brooklyn shit and all of that. And then I kind of like, you know, for around my way and shit, I kind of like benchmarked that shit real quick and shit. And it was like, oh, should he be wearing the polo shit and all of that? But then I got out of that once it started being computers. Once it started being about computers, I ain't fuck with the clothes no more. It was like, yo, this computer shit is going to take me somewhere else and shit. So I ain't give a fuck how I looked or none of that shit.
Smart move.
Word is small. Like, yo, I was just straight computers, like straight drum machines and all of that shit. Like, that was it and shit. You know, everything was luxurious around.
We salute you for making that choice, bro.
Yo, nah, we good for and then what I learned later on in life is that you can still just bounce right back and shit and just get your, you know what I'm saying, get your low on shit. Cause I'm definitely officiated that shit, you know what I'm saying? I've done it and I got throwback pics. I got fucking 80s throwback pics, a nigga low down, crazy shit, fly shit. So, you know, it's just, you know, a little dip, dive, socialize, you know, shit like that.
Yo, but I think for me personally, yo, Ralph Lauren should have been gave y'all cats a deal. Because I'm going to tell you like this.
We're going to give him a deal.
Nah.
We're going to give him a deal.
It's almost like Dapper Dan.
We're going to give him
Gucci.
a deal.
You know what I'm saying? It was so much of people buying Gucci from because I bought shit from Daps back in the days, hustling. You know what I'm saying? So it was so much, that put Gucci and Louis Vuitton so hard on the map as far as with the black and Hispanic community.
Sure.
We are the main economic, we got the economics, man. Don't nobody spend more money than us a year. I think we spend buying power. I think we spend like what, $1 trillion, like 1.2 trillion a year.
Yeah.
So it's just like with Polo. It's like y'all branded this brand that was already branded. Y'all introduced it to a whole city of cats. And now I see cats all over the world with it. You know what I'm saying? So it would make perfect sense for them to step to you and say, yo, here's a deal. Because nobody else was rocking Polo at one point for as white people. They was rocking something else. You know what I'm saying? They was probably rocking Lands' End or Express shit or shit from Eddie Bauer magazines. But then Polo always stayed relevant in the hood because of cats like y'all. You know what I'm saying? I got a low-life story. I was in, damn, what the fuck is the name of that coat store on 95th and Columbus? Down Generation. I was in there one night, yo. They ran up
Peace to the God.
And got his.
That's that Harlem. That's that
Oh, that's that smash and grab. They did some smash and grab shit.
Trying to buy North Face. That's when they had the extra. The North Face is back. Yo, I had my shit up there. Yo, they came up in there and snatched everything, man. They ran out one of the top of the racks. I was like, wow. You know
Smash
what I'm
and
saying?
grab.
I ended up snatching the Harry Hansen out the shit that day. Like, fuck it. They ain't gonna miss it.
Yo, nah, cause it go back to
Smash and grab was
they go back to North Lakes,
Word.
all that shit, man. I remember all that shit, man. For real. Jerry Gooses. Motherfucking Jerry Gooses.
Sport.
Know what I'm saying?
The sport was
CBs.
Even Ocean Pacific. Even Ocean Pacific.
Some of them had
OPs.
Yo, OPs. Niggas was rocking OPs.
Word.
You crazy?
And then niggas used to check your back. You used to have the Pacific Trails. Like, nah, son,
Yo, that's crazy.
nah,
That's not it. That's not it. And you could not have hold up. What was the replica Polo Gooses?
What? The club rooms.
The club room shits.
Yeah.
My man had one of them
But they're
shits,
also
and it was
the
like,
bear
you
jackets,
are
like
not
the
the bear jacket. Yeah, it's not right. You're not right. You're not right.
Bear jacket. And
It's
I'm
like-
can I like
It's
him?
your man, but you like yo dogs, man. I love you, God. I love you,
I'm
God.
gonna give you a coat.
Yo, word is bond.
I'm gonna give you a
You
coat.
like, yo, I love you, God.
I can't let you ride.
And he don't know why you love him. You love him because you sticking to him like, yo, dogs, you got the wrong shit on right now.
Bear jacket.
Word is bond, and you still rock with him. You like, yo, I love you, God.
That was
I'm telling you.
That was important back then.
It was so fucking crazy. And so a lot of people, let me tell you though, a lot of people succumb to that shit. I'm glad I was able to break away from that shit. Some people, it's their lifestyle. Just
He's
like,
lying. He
just
spends like 6 hours getting ready.
listen to
every
me.
day.
Stop the bullshit. Stop the bullshit, Kate the Great.
I had to stop with him
let me
later,
tell you.
man.
Let me tell you something. No, my lifestyle is records. I do that shit every day. Some people, it's their lifestyle to get fresh, get jiggy, do their thing every day. That's their thing.
What's your favorite sample ever?
Okay, this is no. It's cool. Because this is no. Listen. When you're dealing with someone with long life, this is you know what I'm saying. So this is a daily question. So I will answer it on a daily basis, which is today. It would be Jagger the Dagger by Eugene McDaniels. And that's the shit that Tribe and them was using, the boom.
Yeah.
Boom,
That
boom,
sound was crazy.
Boom, boom. Yeah, that shit right there.
Diggers.
That's just what came into my heart when you
You know
asked that
what's been
question.
dope
Yeah, and the
about
grave
this
diggers.
project
Yeah.
also, and I have like a video of
Yeah.
it, is like, and it's not, you guys aren't in it, but it's like, because everyone here loves music so much, it's like, let's
That's
talk
the
about
whole
music.
basis.
That's the basis.
That's the whole
So
fucking
we've been in
basis
like
of
a
this
bubble,
whole shit.
like
yeah.
in a bubble with just
Our own bubble, like
listening to
lyrics,
music,
yeah.
and it's to listen, especially because like
Oh man, we
there
went
was
back.
a day,
Like, we
yeah.
went back one night.
Tommy's
like,
talking
man,
about
He was
some
playing
shit.
some crazy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was it?
Tommy-
The guy. That was the guy.
Man,
The
all
guy
that
who
Hugo
like-
Montenegro,
Oh, no,
all
I
that
know.
shit. He was playing all that shit, man. Like
We
so.
went in one
Yo.
night,
That's the thing is that we're ultimately
Word.
music
But
fans.
it was these
like, we
moments
love
that
shit.
in his studio, and it's like this dope view of the city, and it's just dope. And we would have these conversations about music, and they would just go and go and go, and it would always be like this crazy shit where there was one night Tom was talking about some obscure thing that could almost like make sense, but and looking through for the beginning, he's like, there's this freestyle.
Yo, and Lord is like, this is
He
who
finally
is
found-
oh,
no,
shit, man, I've been looking for
Tommy
this song
finds
for
the
years,
beginning
man.
part, and the
Oh
shit doesn't
my
even
God.
sound like it, and all of a sudden Large
Lord
starts
is
doing
like,
the
yo,
freestyle.
Oh shit. Yo,
Yeah, hell
Oh,
yeah.
you talking about
freestyle.
the
Yeah.
the old radio show?
Yes.
Who is that? The
The Supreme
The
team.
Supreme team.
That's
and
us.
you were
Word, that
looking-
shit was
Tommy
like-
That's what we're in
for
the
this
presence of
freestyle,
right now,
looking
the
for this
Supreme
freestyle.
team.
Man, that shit was
Tommy's
like,
like,
what was
the
that,
beat's
81,
about
right?
to change, and as soon as
82?
Tommy said that, Large spit the whole
Yeah.
freestyle.
Oh yeah,
I
for
said,
sure.
wow, this shit
Yeah.
shit.
So that was like,
Almost
you know what I'm saying? It was
cried.
like click clack. You know what I'm saying? Once we saw that about one another, it was like
Yeah, it was over.
we had a click
It's like,
clack
you know,
thing.
music that ain't
All
on
of
the
us,
radio,
yeah. It
you
was
know what I'm
like,
saying?
and
Word,
then you
word.
know our respect for the other artists that were involved. It was like,
Everyone
yo,
was
dog.
like that. Everybody was dope.
Melly Mel, like that's not to be taken lightly,
Yeah, that's
man.
I never geek out. Everyone's always like, "Why don't you geek
That's
out?"
not to
And
be
the day
taken
that we
lightly,
did
God,
Cool
for real.
Keith and then Melly Mel,
Melly Mel.
I almost geeked out.
Ice-T. Especially Ice-T.
I almost geeked out because we did. You know what it was? Is we did Cool Keith then Melly.
But yo, them cats was like, yo, Melly Mel was like, I can't stay that long. Yo, what you want me to do? I'm gonna just
And
sound
wound
like
up
this.
staying the
it
whole
was so
night.
funny.
Next
I
thing
was
you know,
like
that
this.
nigga, yo, what y'all?
Yeah, he was
Wound
like,
up
"Can I-"
staying the
he
whole
thought
night.
there
Yo,
was
he
only
was like, can I
one.
write on that? We was like, yeah, write on
There
that.
was
'Cause
one, I was
Yo,
like,
you
oh,
need a quilt,
I wasn't
Mel.
gonna
No.
push him.
Yo,
Kate was
yo,
like,
Mel,
I
you
am
need
that.
a quilt.
I was. So I
You
was
need
like,
a quilt, Mel.
no, I was like, there's another one for you to do.
Stretch out,
And I
bro.
was like, because it was funny because I was literally about to geek out. And I never geek out. But it was like both of them in a row. And Melly Mel had this long leather jacket.
Yeah, that shit
I
was
mean, the
crazy.
shit was like,
He looked like he just came right off the set of Beach Street. I'm
it
like,
was
yo,
crazy.
This shit is crazy.
So
Stop.
I'm almost
He ain't
ready
bring
to
us
Fucking
a
stop.
He ain't bring a set of weights.
But I was like,
Nah, because I
He be
remember
working
back
out
in the
heavy,
days
man, on his page,
when
man.
when I was with Ed, we did Rap Mania. Yo,
No
at
doubt.
Apollo. So
Yeah.
Wow.
next thing you know,
That's a class.
Everything Mount Criminal was on that too.
Melly
Yeah,
Mel
yeah,
had dudes bring the bench,
It was
the
a-
set of weights, right up in there like, nah, I gotta get right for this. I gotta get
Yeah, that Rock
he
Mania
was, but
shit.
no, I was like,
bananas.
stay,
That was
he
lit.
stayed
Yeah.
for a second,
Bananas.
though.
backstage,
And just like
getting right,
everybody-
like boom, boom,
the
boom,
second
what?
one was so
Putting it up, getting that
beautiful.
money.
The second one was so beautiful, and he
Yeah,
felt
he
it.
was skinny
And
back
instead
then,
of
but
being
he
in a
got
rush, like,
easy.
yo, afterwards,
That
we all
Mania
three
shit,
stood
that
there,
shit- that was
and this
crazy.
time with everybody, where we
They
just
had
stood there
it
like,
on two
wow.
different- You know, they had two different shows.
Oh, it's just
on the
random
East
New York
Coast.
people
Yeah,
talking
West
at the
Coast,
same
yeah,
time.
yeah. Word.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
This just went somewhere else.
Showing that shit in film.
No doubt.
It's just random New York people
Showing
talking
New
about
York, they
New
was
York
showing
shit.
the West Coast and that shit. Shit like that need to be reintroduced. See, shit like that is hot.
Where are you going?
Word.
To the back.
But so Tommy, how long was the process just to get these guys and doing the art and all? Like, how long did it take from day one to
It was
finishing?
I mean,
We didn't have a lot of time.
it was like, yeah, it was short time. I had a lot of pieces that I had ready already. So I was like looking through shit. Me and Kate was like, yo, she was like, that one. But I was gonna go in a different direction.
Right.
Because I feel like the simplified work, it don't satisfy me as an artist,
Right.
but it satisfies the viewer. Sometimes your most intricate
But-
shit is not the shit that sells. It be the most organic shit. The shit that you just splashed paint on there and did with total feeling.
Like
you know what I'm saying?
No, but the
thing you
pieces
least
that
expect you're gonna like
yeah,
it,
but
yeah.
in this show,
Yeah,
the pieces
yeah.
that you use, right? Like you were saying, like those were pieces you did when you were like really feeling a certain kind of way.
Yeah, true indeed.
And also, they're so detailed. And I think with any piece that you have been working on that you used, it was like this whole process of once the artist came, they would do their lyrics, and then afterwards, Tommy would continue with the painting. So it all, you know.
Okay, yo, it's my turn to speak.
No,
So
I was
now,
just saying.
I'm fucking with you.
Yo, I'm gonna let you speak.
So you said Kate got the stick now. She can throw a conductor shot.
No, I am gonna let. No,
Yeah, you
I
good,
actually
you
meant
good,
to let
you
you
good,
speak.
you know.
I just wanted people to understand, like, really, like, how incredible the work was.
Yeah, it was-
Because
it
it
was
wasn't like
efficient.
things he had.
At
It was
first, I
like
didn't really like the work, but Kate was like, "Yo, that's some good
that.
work."
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
why I wanted to say
And,
something.
It was
All-
satisfying to me. You know what I'm saying?
All
But
the pieces were for sale, right?
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
still
yeah,
some.
yeah.
We sold
Still got
some. We
some
still have
available.
some for sale. They're amazing, you know. So
there's still some pieces available.
definitely.
Somebody came in and bought Smooth's piece. I think large piece is about to go. The one with the extra P
We sold
dog.
the cool
Yeah, the extra
pieces.
P though. That was
good.
yeah, that
It
was
good.
dope.
The extra P
dog.
joint word. When I got when
Don't think about it.
my boy bought the shit through, I was like, wow, because I had modeled that shit inside of a computer program. And he prints shit up. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to DOS, man. But
We did that.
he bought that shit through, and I was like, wow, this shit looks incredible. So the work was incredible. I'm gonna go in another direction for this next show, for artistically. I want to do a little bit more installations, a little bit more interactive joints, like you know what I'm saying,
Right.
where the crowd could come in and basically maybe, animation with different things and shit. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna figure it all out. Plus the lineup is crazy.
Right.
So it's like we
started
it's
to
like,
get the next one together. So I
you
think
already got.
you almost want to put all of these cats in there, but then that'd be like, damn. But
Same
you want to
for the
figure it
next
out.
one.
Yeah, for sure.
But you know, we
We're
always
gonna
this
keep
is
it
really
five, though, you know
also.
what I'm saying?
Let me fix this. This is also us building something. So everybody, I always like to do this anyway with anything I do is, you really form relationships with people you work with. If you work, in a certain kind of way. Like we all care about this so much. So everybody, so all the people that were in this show is like Smooth the Hustler, Cool Keith, Melly Mel, Ice-T, Large obviously is already involved. But there's gonna be ways they're still involved. You know what I mean? Like this is building something, but everyone's a part of it.
Figuring something out
So
for
are
the
you?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying.
So we not just for the second show, but in general for the future of it. Everyone who has been involved in this is like a part of it. It's like a family thing.
So that's what I'm saying. You're gonna. I mean, I know Large gonna be in again, but it's
Well,
gonna be like,
Absolutely.
The other stuff you'll see in different
Absolutely.
ways.
right. So you're gonna have like return like people
Well,
doing
we
it again,
won't say
or
that. You'll understand when you see it.
oh, okay.
Yeah, it'll be crazy. It'll be crazy. We're trying to work on just different
But
concepts
for
and
the
toss it
next
around.
one, you always want the people that
But-
are in the show together to have like some sort of connection. Yeah, I do talk a lot. Tommy goes, sorry.
That's good.
I
That's
took
all
a
right.
lot of stuff.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't,
We love it.
we don't talk the same, speaking the same language, so it's cool. Yeah, but the
'Cause
next
we
show
all
is gonna
talk
be Ice will be involved, but he might not be in the show per se, but he been
Yeah,
real.
he'll always be
Shout out to
involved.
Ice, man. He been real pinnacle. You know what I'm saying? He was
Yo,
able to put
Ice-T
his hand
came
on
through.
Melody
He had
Mel
to.
and
I like
Cool
how he
Keith
appeared out of
and-
And
nowhere.
it
One,
was,
two,
he
one,
came
two.
through, he did a whole
Damn,
video.
goddamn.
Yo,
Yo,
he
one,
was-
two,
he was
one,
up the
two,
block
one,
too,
two.
and
He's
going
from
on.
Queens though, right? Originally, he was
Nah,
born
he
in
from the
Queens.
Bronx. He from the Bronx.
Bronx?
He from the
Yeah,
Bronx.
yeah.
But
So he-
Ice came through, man. He
Yeah, he
was
popped up
he
like-
had the fresh
Word.
Porsche joint.
Yeah, so he was, I
He
didn't know
popped
was
out. He
coming,
said, "Yeah,
but
man, what's
Big
up,
Benzo
man?"
was up there,
Well,
though.
He said,
No,
"Yeah, man, what's up, man? I
that's
wanted to pop up on the scene to see what's up." You know what I'm
He hit us.
saying?
He hit us. He sent
Right.
Tommy a video, because he
Can't
was
be
still
mad
on
at
the
that.
set.
Well,
Oh,
not at
sorry,
all.
because he was
You
still on
want
the
that.
set.
Yo, people was
Wasn't
taking
quite
pictures
sure
in
if
front
he
of
was
his
gonna
car.
Word. Yo, my son rushed the nigga like, yo, Ice-T. He was like, I thought your son was a stick-up kid. It's like, yo, fam, give him some room. He gonna get
But
this
he-
pop
no.
and shit. He's a cool cat.
I know,
though,
but
man.
honestly,
He's a
no.
people
Ice-T is
person.
like I told
But he
Tommy,
came to
like
my crib,
he
man.
was-
I'm in the projects, not to cut
he
you
was
off,
no,
kid.
yeah.
But yo, I'm like, come on, I'm right here. He like, yo, let's go to the corner store. I'm like, for what? He's like, I want to get something to eat. Yo, we went to the corner store. It was two people in front of the store. Chick came in, she looked for a minute. Was like, oh shit, that's Ice-T. She came back in with her phone, was like, could you take pictures with me? Next thing you know, it was somebody else with her. We got back outside the store. It was 11 people out there. Like, yo, Ice, yo,
Ice.
welcome to the hood,
Yo.
nigga. You a real pimp. I say, yo,
Yo.
Ice. That's why I said no corner stores.
Actually-
but when I first called him, I'm like, where you at? He like, I'm down the block talking to the homies. He's in the back of the
Everyone,
project
please
talking
notice
to
the
the
hood is
I'm
the
like,
hood
yo,
is the
Ice
hood.
is
You know what he doing.
Actually,
Yo, Ice is a real dude, man. He's
Actually.
a
He
real
also,
dude. Man. You know
that's
what
the
I'm
only thing I wanted to say before was just to say, like, that was one thing about this show is, like, he was so instrumental in this show.
yeah, because that's what I was
And
going to say.
really,
Actually,
just about
that's
his
how they
energy.
brought me into it. They was like, yo, Ice-T's going to be involved. I was like, all right, sign me up.
No, you know what? That's not.
Let's sign me
Let's
up.
go.
When
let's
I
go.
got
Ice-T
when
going to be
I
involved.
got-
I'm in.
No,
I'm
no.
in.
Can
I'm
I
in.
say something? When I got involved in the show, like
Yeah.
when I got involved in the show, like I was like, you know, like Large, like because I think Large represents hip hop in such a unique way, right? As an artist, and in terms of just showing how you can be different, you know.
Because he was at first he was like, yo, we get
So
Lars a
Lars a
DJ.
DJ.
And then I'm like, I didn't want to say nothing.
No,
but I'm
so
like,
we
how
were
we gonna
like-
get this
no,
nigga just
so
a
me
DJ?
and Tommy,
and
no.
he do classics. Like,
We were
niggas-
like, it's not just that, but Tommy and I were like, okay, maybe for
that
the
ain't gonna
next.
happen. I can't let that brother
No,
get
Tommy
away
and I
with
were
this
like,
one.
maybe for the next show, because we're like, we'll get him for the next
I'm
show and we'll
like,
have him
fuck.
as a DJ, and it was dope.
Yeah,
Ice was like, wait,
Ice was like, Lars,
Damn, you
yeah,
wasn't even going
So,
no.
Oh, my God.
No.
We'll talk about this
I
later,
told you-
Kate.
I told you this
We'll
story.
talk about this later, Kate.
I told you this
Love
story.
you, Kate.
You was at 11.
But,
Love you, Kate.
no,
Love
but
you.
Ice-T was like, oh, Large is in the show. He's in the show.
Love you, Kate.
Yeah. He was the lineup was
Love you,
dope.
Large.
No doubt.
No, the
Oh, we
lineup
could do
was
like a
dope.
sitcom.
Nah, we was trying to find the fifth
I've had
person,
multiple
and I'm like,
meetings.
for what? We got Large here.
Right.
The nigga got classics.
Right.
So why not have him in the show
nigga.
DJing?
The nigga.
Yo, that's how I be speaking. You know what I'm saying? This is
No,
niggas
no,
determined
talk
women
to
now.
me, bro.
They gave us that word,
'Cause
we
that's
flipped it
what I
and
want.
we using it. That's how
No, I like
I
it.
go. That's my
But no,
nigga.
this whole thing,
Word up.
but this has been the way the whole
Because
thing
we
is.
come
It's
for
been so much
fucking
fun.
nothing. It's like,
Shut up.
yo,
Yeah, that's how it is.
that
though.
motherfuckers getting on all types of planes and shit from the street shit that
Where is
we
this going?
know and you know
Got a lot
to
of
lyrics.
paths.
It's going right back to lyrics because that's what it
No,
is.
yeah.
That's what has happened was that we've done these things and they've put us on planes and
No, it was actually
to say
honestly.
these lyrics all
But
over the world.
you know what?
Like,
It was
lyrics.
dope, and that's what he
A lot
had.
of stamps
Remember,
in
you
them
had that
passports.
one
Woo.
line where
We're
you did
ready.
the other painting that I had said about that, and that's the thing. It was like everyone here is really a writer. Like it was so dope watching them do this, and
Writers.
everyone got connected to different
Yeah,
pieces.
but it showed me these cats could really do their thing. Like,
Oh,
if,
man.
if I let him stay in the studio, he'll come up with some artwork by himself. I wouldn't even have to paint shit. And this was the whole thing about it.
Yo,
we
an
was
artist
treating
is
these
an
cats as an
artist,
artist,
No, but,
regardless.
like,
Word.
seriously,
You're
Prince-
gonna find a
Yeah.
medium
One-
to fuck with, you gonna fuck with it. You understand?
I want
Talk to me,
back
God, man. I want to hear
Go.
from you, man.
Yeah, John, why
Real,
don't
man.
you tell us about your impression of the show?
nah.
My impression of the show, I thought that.
Let me give you a little pretext by saying that John is negative about most things. John, what did you think about the show?
No, I thought it was awesome. I thought it was a great representation of the artists that you had there. Because nobody would have thought Large could have did that. And nobody thought Ice-T could have did that. So it's like, for people to see that, they're like, oh, they see him in a different light.
Yeah.
Then that just puts more stuff for them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Definitely.
oh,
Definitely.
you know, Large can do this, but no, he did that too. And it opens up this more audience, a bigger audience for everybody.
Exactly.
And it's great for
That's
New
the
York.
thing.
It's
Yeah.
great for New
It's
York.
great for hip
Yeah,
hop, but
definitely,
it's
definitely.
dope, and you don't want to shove that down people's throats. You don't have to say it.
Exactly.
But you just want to know people felt that.
No, it was organic.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I was like listening to people talking. They just was like, yo, shit, yo.
It was
did that.
crowded too,
You know what I'm
man.
saying? Like, yo, they did that. So then that's just like, cause I was talking to Kool Keith, and he just was like, yo, this shit's dope. And we were just talking. I'm like, and then
Cool
people come
Keith don't even want no money. He's like, I want one of them pieces.
Yeah,
It was,
Yeah.
there was like a picture of
Cool
Cool
Keith
Keith
was like,
and
I
I
don't even
pointing
want
at
no
each other,
money.
and I'm
I was
like,
like,
oh
I
shit,
want
that
my pieces
happened,
from
because I was so
Large.
like tired.
I gotta
I'm
go
like,
come up with
oh,
some
this is
artwork
really
and
cool.
shit, you know what I'm saying?
See,
We did a
It
good
was all
job.
love that them cats came through. And it was like, then again, I was working with cats. I was a
Yeah, where
rapper.
that ended
And these were
last
cats that I would have loved to
It was
free,
just the word makeup.
do cameos with back in the 90s. So for me to be able to work with them now, it was almost like the same approach as putting the song together the way we did this artwork. So
It's like you said, art is art.
It was crazy, word, man. It was crazy. It was the same formula. Me and Lord was talking about MCing. If your
But it
first
was
couple of
funny.
bars ain't right,
Like, I'm not
what I'm
gonna
saying?
name
Just set it
names,
up and
but
start it
basically
over.
everybody
You know what
would
I'm
be
saying?
like, "Do you want
Yeah,
us to
it's
put
the
on the
most important.
song?"
It
And
sets
they'd be
the
like,
tone
"Nah, I
with
know
you.
my music." But then
Word.
they'd
It's
be
a
like,
hard
"Wait,
tone
can you
stuff,
put it
shit.
on?"
Straight up.
And it was
Sure
just to
indeed.
get the mood of the song, because the lyrics you think in the beginning will be like, it's different on canvas. It's really different. The one we did was Smooth, like the Hustler, when he did Broken Language, was like crazy, because we had done it before and it was so amazing, and we were like, okay, this piece like speaks in a lot of ways. So Tommy and I sat with the piece a lot before he got there, even to like think of some ideas of where like the writing would, and it was so organic.
Wow.
And once he heard the song, he's like, oh no, I know the lyric now. And that session was crazy. Like, we all just stood in front of that piece after.
He's like, damn, I fucked up on the word. I'm like, yo, it's
No,
like
it
a
was
piece of
perfect.
paper. Cross that shit out. Like,
Yeah,
you know what
it
I'm
was
saying?
perfect.
Because that's what I wanted the shit to look like, a sheet of paper that they would write their lyrics on. So
Yeah.
when you look at Tupac's lyrics, you see he got a happy face, a character over there. That comes from boredom in the studio when you done wrote a half
But
of
that was
the
with Large,
16
too.
and you stuck and you like,
know?
you start, they start doodling. So when I worked for Carlos Best is another cat that I had grew up with, Sonar. Shout out to him.
Well,
I used to go down to 36
That's
Chambers
Wu-Tang. That's
and fuck with them. Yeah,
Wu-Tang's hangs on his shoulders.
36
Word,
Chambers
Carlos
of
Best.
Water?
Shout out to Carlos Best.
They
Word
was
up.
pinnacle and them coming out. But I used to be in the studio and I see Inspector Deck shit. He used to do a lot of throw ups on his lyrics. Like, I guess if he word block or trying to find the next word or the next paragraph, you would see artwork on these cat sheets of lyric. You know what I'm saying? So that also was another part. Like, these cats are artists as well. We just talked about how cats used to break dance and cats used to do graph, but then you ended up being a producer and an MC. I end up being an artist. You know what I'm saying? So everybody finds their niche within them 5 elements, but they might have been good at something
But
else.
it's different.
But it's
you
what
know,
works for you.
It's
You know
him
what
as
I
an
mean?
artist, but it's also him, like, you know, if you don't do, sorry, I have a problem with, if you don't, this is not about, you know, and I work with a million graffiti artists who are my close friends, so it's not slight. But this show was about, you know, Tommy figuring out, I think, this was, like, the best show that, like, it's so you know, because it was a way he created his own lane. And for us to work as a team at something, because we both care about this so much, and it was, like, really perfect marriage, you know. And the process was amazing for both of us, because we both, I think, helped each other and, like, motivated each other more. But, you know, people, I think, some people are like, oh, it's graffiti show, it's like hip-hop. And it wasn't, you know? It was really, like, and it was really this different kind of thing. It was this fine art, and it was also...
Yeah.
It's sad,
know,
but sometimes
it
you
was-
gotta take the label off of it and just give it a
art
broad,
exhibition of
name just to
hip-hop.
get everybody in there.
And it's
That's
just-
sad to say that,
Yeah.
but sometimes you gotta do
But
that.
what
God,
it,
yeah,
but
Because
what it
otherwise
is,
you're gonna get that.
you know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just...
That
This
gotta
is
be
a-
graffiti.
Yeah, and we was scared. Me and Kate was scared of that. Because a lot of the graph shows you go to would be a million cats out there like, yo, sign my black book.
You gotta take the label
I didn't want
off
these
sometimes.
cats.
You gotta take
But
the
it's
title off.
then it's like, damn, you take the label off, you fuck up the essence of the show. So it's like a catch-22. So you gotta work in between the shit so people can understand that what you're doing it for, but also you trying to separate the two. It's not a hip-hop event. It's an event honoring the culture. It's a difference.
Inspired
you know what
by
I'm saying?
hip-hop,
It's
but it's
exactly.
an art.
That's it.
It's
Exhibit.
Art show. It's an art show. That's
like,
it.
you know, cats would be like, yo,
Well,
it's a hip
it's
hop
also,
joint.
the thing is,
We
it's
trying
not
to put you on to some grown folk shit.
Yeah,
That's what
but
that
you know
is.
what it is?
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
It's not trying to
corner,
go
fam.
from hip-hop to
Yeah.
fine art. It's trying
Wine?
to show hip-hop as fine
use
art.
your Metro card.
Yeah.
Come on
You
now.
have wine?
Oh hell yeah, we had
I
Remy
hate
there.
that we're on
Cats
the
was
billboards. I
twisted.
like you doing stupid shit.
Yo, we was
Drop
twisted
my
in
phone.
there.
Yeah, they had a sponsor ready.
Yeah.
Hear what's going on?
I've done too.
Y'all love that
Why?
shit.
Nah, we good.
Y'all just love that shit,
Didn't
man.
even-
Y'all love it. Y'all love it.
So,
We done talked about this show and how amazing it's been and all that, man.
and we're gonna have it June.
Yeah.
Look for it, but you'll hear
June,
stuff
yeah.
before then. But we got some
definitely.
exciting
Okay,
stuff
so
to
June is
announce
gonna be
soon.
fire.
Listen, we're gonna wrap this up.
Let's do it. Let's wrap
You
it.
know,
Please.
Because we need to eat. I had
I'm
salami.
saying 'cause
Lars want to hit Jacobs.
I know.
He want to go to Washington Heights after
all
that.
the
and then
beer
he
is
wanna
gone,
balloon up
and the
quick.
water's about to be gone. So
I didn't even
it's
get
time
a
to
water.
go.
Word.
Once it's that, it's time
Ain't
to
no
go
more
home at
bar
that
and none of
point.
that
You
even.
know
It's
what I'm
like,
saying?
oh man.
Once you get to that point, it's time to it's time to retreat. and get the-
I just dropped my phone. I tried to slickly pick it up.
So,
Like, yeah, it's time to end it.
So Tommy,
Any food.
tell these guys where they can find you online.
You can find me on only social media I'm on is
What is that?
Instagram, Tommy the Animator, at Tommy the Animator. I'm on no other social media. I fuck with Twitter, but I just use it to like repost shit on there from other people that I'm supporting and shit. But I'm mainly on Instagram.
Okay.
Definitely.
Large. Where can they find you at on these internets?
Yo, find me at XP Laws Pro, at XP Laws Pro on Instagram. And that's it. I'm the same way, man. I rocks with IG, man. All of that Facebook and all that fucking facial recognition, identity shit I don't fuck with, bro. So, you know.
Kate, where they can find you?
My Instagram is annoying. My Instagram is Asia Rock Squared. AJAROCKSS2QUARED. And it's Kate Storch. And if you look that up, you'll find it. It's Asia Rock Squared. And it's Kate Storch on Facebook.
And also give them there's actually a lyrics Instagram.
And now we started the lyrics Instagram, so it's lyrics 28 NYC 2018, and we'll be posting more there for like updates and to keep you posted on the upcoming shows. So I'll be posting that Instagram also on my Instagram, so you can see it there.
Okay.
Because we'll probably change it to this year.
All right. Great.
PRANCELO 24/7 on IG only, no Facebook on the Church Ave corner. You already know that.
Church Ave.
He got a Facebook guy. He got a Facebook.
Yeah,
But I only do
quiet,
it
quiet,
at events,
you know what I'm
and then
saying?
I feel mad guilty.
for real.
It ain't for
Why don't
everybody.
you do that? Prance, why don't you
Prance
tell them how I was your
24/7.
favorite guest ever?
Yes.
Prince 24/7.
You know that. But yo, another thing, enough Flatbush man say before I was coming up here, like, tell them about, them free bourgeois. Church Ave man say, big up them free bourgeois. Like that. And he got with Khaled. Let's get it. Salute.
Yeah.
A pleasure, extra P.
Yes, sir. My man. Word up. Ken Slow. Ken.
I appreciate
Word up. We here. Good for life.
We appreciate you as well.
I see y'all in the new year, I guess.
Blake, where can they find you?
I'm on Instagram at Blake Longington. That's it.
That's it. Short and sweet. Thank you, Tommy. Thank you, Lars. Thank you, Kate. Thank you for coming through. We will do this again. Lyrics 2 is in June. You can find me Polo Parata. Hit the eBay for all the stuff, anything you want to buy. I'm like I can't think of anything.
We coming with t-shirts,
But yeah.
long sleeve tees,
There you go.
hoodies.
T-shirts,
Yeah,
pins.
we coming.
We got it all. And if you
Give
bid
us
on
some
something
time.
and don't pay, you will get a strike.
Sure indeed.
That's all I gotta say.
Blake
Ciao.
Longington.
We out of here. Been there, rock that.
Peace. Let me see.
Blake Longington.
That's all new. That's it.
All right.
Alright.
All right.
I have to be alright.
One last photo.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
but let me
so-
pee first.